Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the film Kneecap, directed by Peppiatt. So when I saw the trailer for Kneecap, I really wasn't sure about it. I was concerned that it looked a little bit cliched, it looked a little bit stereotyped, it looked a little bit style over substance. It looked like it was made for a young audience perhaps, but not for me really. But wow. This impression turned out to be wrong. It was very different. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. It's a fictionalised story of a real band, Kneecap, where the parts of the band members are played by the actual people. Let's just pause on this a minute. There's multiple examples of people playing themselves in biopics, including some hip-hop stars, Eminem and 50 Cent. I'm actually not sure about this. If it's a documentary, fine, but if there's a fictional element to it, I'm not sure. The recent Netflix series Baby Reindeer has the main character playing himself, reliving traumatic events from his life in the TV programme. It just seems somewhat odd to me. Anyway, all of that's an aside, and given that none of the band members were actors and actually had to have some acting lessons, I thought that the acting was really good. It could so easily go wrong in this situation and appear unnatural, but they were really good. So Kneecap is set in contemporary Northern Ireland in the context of a post-Troubles generation, a generation that didn't live through the conflict. To some extent, it's about the children of Irish Republicans who've grown up in a time of peace, but where the tensions still exist. One of the tensions is the acceptance of Irish as an official language of Northern Ireland. I didn't know this, but apparently this only happened in 2022, which seems unbelievable. So one of the themes of the film is how the Irish language is protected and promoted. Perhaps that makes it sound a little bit dry and boring, but it's not. Kneecap are a rap group that sing in Irish, and the lyrics are anti-British and promoting drugs. It's very much about how this is the way that they're subversive and how this has replaced the violence. For anyone that is really patriotic about the United Kingdom, anyone that believes that Northern Ireland is an important part of the UK and sees the Irish language as a threat, the film would definitely be a bit provocative. Kneecap is definitely representing a particular political perspective. I have no problem with this. In fact, I appreciated a film giving a voice to one side of these complex issues. I discussed this a bit in my recent review of the documentary Hollywood Gate. I'm a pacifist and I'm opposed to all violence, and I don't feel comfortable taking sides in complex conflicts. But I do think there's a hypocrisy between British bombing of Iraq or carpet bombing of the German cities in the Second World War, and this being considered legitimate, whereas any violence against Britain is often labelled as terrorism. So I think that films like this are useful in terms of understanding some of the context of these difficult issues. And I think it's a really reasonable proposition that the Irish language should be legitimate and protected in the north of Ireland. I'd go so far as saying that it's amazing that there's a major film release in Irish. I'm not sure, I think it could be the first one. And in fact, this is Ireland's entry for the International Feature Film Oscar. I like the fact that one of the themes in the film was sacrifice. I really liked Michael Fassbender's character. He left his family as a sacrifice to the cause, and the film doesn't condone what he does, but you can see how sometimes sacrifice is necessary in the name of a cause. And we get this mirrored in the DJ's wife deciding to leave him because for both of them their activism comes above the relationship. Apart from its cultural and political significance, this is just a really entertaining film. It's fun, it's entertaining, the music pops. It's quite creative the way it's made. Sometimes graphics are put on the screen which work well aesthetically. It's not style over substance in any way, but it certainly does have style. For the songs in Irish, the lyrics are translated, but not with normal subtitles at the bottom. They're done in a graphic way, and this looks great and it is innovative, but it makes it hard to keep up with them. One line might be on the right of the screen and the next one on the left, so it was hard to keep up with them. But this was only for the songs, and I guess it wasn't important to understand every word of the lyrics. I did really enjoy the music on its own strength. There is one thing that made me uncomfortable in the film. I do wonder if it's slightly glorified drug culture. This may be my age, and it may be down to my own personal taste. And to be fair, the stop motion segment of the film, where they end up taking the wrong drugs, was really creative and impressive, really well done. Also, to be fair, this is part of who Kneecap are. This is part of their lyrics, so it's not unreasonable that that's reflected in the film. Overall, I loved this film and I do highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.